Hi, today I'm going to show you all about raiders. What that is that trainers come from a higher centre to a lower centre with their horses and clean up. Now the centres are organised quite easily between Gauteng, where you've got the Vaal and Turffontein, that's the highest, unless there's the Durban July or the big Cape meetings. But basically in normal racing, the horses from Johannesburg run at lower altitudes and they run better. So you're looking for horses that have been running at the Vaal or Turffontein that are now running in Greyville or at Cape Town. Or you're looking at from Cape Town to Port Elizabeth, which is the example I'm going to show you today. There were 3 raiders at the beginning of this month. They brought their horses down and they cleaned up on 5 of the 8 races. And I'll show you how you could have picked those out. First thing you would have done, you look at the trainers that are at Fairview this afternoon, and if you look at the names of the trainers, next to it they have got the letter which represents their training centre. Now Fairview, all the trainers have got the F next to them, you can see, F, etc. all the way through. So the ones which haven't got an F are raiders, so it's quite an easy way of looking that up. Now Bass Robinson, he came with 2 runners and he won on the both. Vaughan Marshall, he came with 4 runners and he won with 1 of them. We got Justin Snate, he came with half a dozen runners and he won with 2 of them. So that's the 3 raiders today. And let's have a look at the horses themselves and how we could have picked these out. We'll look at race 4 to start with. There's Charge d'Affaires, and you can see here, if you look closely, you can see that the previous races, in actual fact looks like all 6 of them, were run at Kenilworth, Scottsville, Greyville, and the interesting thing about it is, he's raided Port Elizabeth, and he's got the same jockey that's already won on the horse. All right, you can see Benefeld here, he's already won at Scottsville on this horse, right? And he won at 57 to 20. Let's go on to the next one. This was Give Me the Rain. Snape came raiding with us. He brought Richard Fourie down. Fourie won on the horse last time out. You see it here, won on the horse here. And last 3 races, Kenilworth. So he's dropped in the class from Kenilworth to Port Elizabeth. Now, when they come here, it's expensive. They've got to pay for all the transport, bring the horses down, etc. It's not cheap. So they don't do it for the fun of it. If there's a local trainer, for instance, he's racing, all he's got to do is walk out of his yard and he can actually afford to train the horse on the course against the other horses. But that's not what happens when raiders come to the Port Elizabeth. So give me the train. That was the 2nd winner. The 3rd winner, again by Snaith. Again, came to Kenilworth overnight. We've been running in much higher races as well. Look, there's a $1 million race there, the last race he was in. But going back just a few races, Kevin Fourie, he won at Durbanville with that same horse. Down again they came. Now the interesting thing about this one is that Sir Frenchy also was our springer. Forecast betting 20 to 1. Price Sir Frenchy opens at 33 to 10 and wins at 15 to 4. A nice little springer for us. That's a second thing to make us feel confident about that horse. The next one was Bass Robinson. Came down here, Tom Kenilworth again, the same jockey that's already won on the horse, the Mayor, and wins yet again. So this is the same pattern. And if you look at it closely, these raiders, they actually won the whole jackpot and 5 of the 6 legs in the pick 6. And the last one was Fabian. Fabian, guess what? Another springer. 14 to 1 anticipated, won at 3 to 1. I don't know what price it started at. Forecast 14 to 1, won at 3 to 1. Same thing again. Come from Kenilworth. Jockey, same jockey. Let me see. Yes, he has won it. He won on it here. So he's every single one of them. They'd actually knew the horse and they'd won on the horse. So we've got another springer and another raider, and they're doing it because they're dropping in class. That's the main thing. In Cape Town, the horses are a better class than the ones they are in Port Elizabeth, and Port Elizabeth are better ones than the ones up in Flamingo Park. So look out for trainers that are on raiding. They're taking the horses for just to pick up some money, and then off they go again. You'll often turn out that there might be springers as well. That's added interest to you, and that's the way to do it. That's the way that you must include these type of horses when you're doing your jackpots and your pick sixes and stick them into your quartets. They win often enough at decent odds to make it worthwhile. So enjoy your racing, especially with these raiders. Chat again soon.